It's been a long weekend here at New England Forest Rally. My name is Tiffany Stone alongside Preston Osborn, ARA Competition Director. Now, Preston, yesterday was incredible, but today a lot of drama actually happened. I mean, we had over 80 entries going into the weekend. 30 plus DNFs, give or take, so for today, and we didn't actually have DNFs really yesterday. What does that say about day two here at New England Forest Rally?
Yeah, you know, I think the stages are certainly a little bit rougher and a lot more technical today, and so really presents a pretty big challenge to the drivers and the co-drivers. And you know, with some of the embedded rocks and some of the different things on the roads, it really can cause disasters. So.
And talking about the embedded rocks in different stages, stage 10 going into the weekend, a lot of drivers and co-drivers said that was kind of going to be the most difficult one, and we kind of saw some things happen. There were some difficulties that happened just because of the exposed rocks that we had mentioned before. Why is that, especially here in Maine?
Sure, so the exposed rocks and gearboxes really don't get along. I mean, they don't get along with most parts, but the gearbox, depending on the design of the car, can be a little exposed in other parts, so that can play into it. And then also just depending on some of the impacts, hitting skid plates and wheels and everything really puts strain on it. So it seems to be the weak point this weekend.
It does, and we've talked to a gentleman, John Buffum, who created and co-founded New England Forest Rally, and he said this is a true testament to it. And when he first started it back about 30 years ago, he was like, I want to do something, this is pretty cool. But then later on, he found the infamous Concord Pond jump, which everybody just loved. Spectators were lined up and down it. Now, talk to us about how important and how infamous Concord Pond is, because it's really like Rally Finland.
No, it's we have kind of our own little Rally Finland here in the U.S., and it really is that Concord Pond stage. When I was competing with Cameron Steely, we always joked that you seem to spend more time in the air than you did on the ground on that stage, and from at least we see on the TV, it seems to be like that in Rally Finland.
Well, on a positive note, a gentleman that we've been talking about, he's been out of ARA for about 2 years, but he was inducted into the Off-Road Motorsports Hall of Fame back in 2019, and this is a true testament of why David Higgins should have and is inducted into that. He came out on top this weekend, which I know he's got to be very happy about it. David, of course, is a very humble gentleman. If you chat with him, he's so quiet, but has such a big personality when it comes to driving in that car. How does that make you feel, seeing somebody come back and showing what he could do here in New England?
I think it's so great seeing someone with the pedigree like David to come back to the sport and show why he's been on the top for so long. And to have a member of our sport within the Off-Road Hall of Fame is certainly special. So it's great to see him come back and not only do that, but take the top step of the podium.
Well, we just want to say a big congratulations to all the top podium winners and, of course, all the podium winners in each of the respective classes. Now, we have a few weeks off. We're going to Ojibwe in Minnesota. How do those roads compare to these roads that we see here?
Yeah, in general, the speeds are going to be lower than we see here. This typically is one of the faster rallies that we see in ARA. The surface is also much different, much softer in Ojibwe, so any of the drivers that were here going over to Ojibwe are really going to have to change how they're driving to be successful.
Well, Preston, thank you so much for joining me this weekend. It was always a pleasure to talk to you, get some insight. Now we're going to go talk to some of the teams.
Leading the rally, less than 5 miles to go, and pretty inexcusable. Reed, thanks for such a good job today, though.
Yeah. August, we were on it.
Well, you were perfect, but ran out of talent again, guys. But yeah, it was a hell of a drive. Made up a lot of ground. Got through all the hard stages. 4 miles to go.
Yeah, the reason why we only had fifth gear is we hit a rock in the middle of the stage, and it ended up jamming the gearbox. It was that hard of an impact, so it jammed the gearbox on us, and it was just we couldn't get it out of gear, and that was it. We decided to retire. We tried on the side of the road and it didn't work. Yeah, no, well, we'd already dropped the lead on the stage before, the 2 stages previous to that. We got a puncher, so we wanted to finish the rally anyway, because it's anything could happen. The guys out the front, so you got to be there, just in case. But we went in that stage probably just over 2 minutes behind the leader, behind Travis, and obviously David Brandon. I don't know where it was placed, but I just know it was 2 minutes behind first place. So once we got to the side road, we just checked, and the damage was just too much to try and there was a gear linkage bent, and it just wasn't worth it.
The rally's been brilliant. For sure, it was like I said before, when we were in the other car, we were so in the zone, doing it all the time. Everything felt like slow motion. Where this, it felt like you get in, you hit fast forward, and it was a little bit different. And the car just reacts so different in different places. There's places where this is way better, and there's places where the Subaru was a lot stronger. And it's trying to learn what's gonna happen. But it's an amazing little car. But like I said to Barry, it's like it leads you on to go quicker and quicker and quicker. Then it just does something as if it just tries to remind you that it's still the boss. So it's certainly a different technique and a different way of driving, and we just tried to adapt to it. And once we started setting like consistent top 3 times, I think we were able just to push the pace a little bit more. And it's one of those rallies where you can't, if you go and flat out the whole rally, something is gonna happen. So we were able just to do our thing and keep pushing on a little bit. Since I started rallying, I think back in 92, 93, I'd never not been in a rally for probably more than 5 or 4 months. And then to go 2 years without it and things as well, is you do doubt yourself a lot more, and you wonder whether you're still going to be able to do it and things. So to come back with a podium would have been brilliant, but to come back with a win is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I mean, day 2 was great. I mean, we had a new set of roads today, so it was kind of a new experience, but the roads are great here. Like yesterday's roads were like heavy sand, and today was a lot more abrasive and rocky, a little bit more narrow in sections, but super fun. We had, some pretty quick stages where we were on pace with the, podium positions, but just a couple where we were just off the back a little bit. But overall, we had good notes, and I think we did a good job of knowing where to push and where to kind of be a little bit careful. And obviously, we're here in second, so I think that played a big part.
Yeah, look, it's fantastic. It's our first time over here in the States, and it's our first time competing in the rally. We had a fantastic time. The guys were on a massive pace, and we just came along. We started to learn a few things. We started to build a few things together, which a few guys fell off, and it was a massive challenge here this weekend, but we've really enjoyed every minute of it, and we've really had a good time.
How do you feel about racing and rallying in the States?
Oh, it's fabulous. Having watched it from a distance, obviously I've known Domi and Barry for a number of years, and watched it for a distance. It's been great to come and get involved, and it's a very, very high level of the sport. And I think that when you see now in all the cars and the depth of the field that it has, it's going from strength to strength at the moment.